everybody. So we riding right now. It's Friday. We coming to the end of August. I had a good conversation with someone yesterday, a friend that I've known for almost 20 years, man. We haven't seen each other for a while, but he used to cut my hair. He's one of my first barbers out here. And we had a conversation and it just kind of brought something to my attention. And I wanted to drop a video or just drop some content. It's something I'm gonna create a lot of content about and around, just because I truly believe it's one of the most important lessons and topics that we should discuss amongst not even entrepreneurs, just us as people. One of the greatest lessons I've learned in my life was when one of my original mentors he told a story about the elephants, right? Have you ever gone to a circus? We've all been to circuses, and you know, you go to a circus and you see this giant elephant being, you know, walked around and contained and controlled by one of the circus guys, by a little thin rope, a little thin string. It's like, how is that possible? Why isn't the elephant easily just breaking away from the string, trampling over everybody, and just, you know, running off and breaking free? And the reason is when these elephants are babies, they take these metal chains and they tie them around the elephant's neck, baby elephant's neck, and they cement them into the ground. And what happens is eventually the baby starts trying to break free, and, you know, going from left to right, front to back, and as he does it, he starts to choke himself. So as the elephant gets older, they replace the chains with bigger chains and cement them deeper into the ground. And the elephant still tries to break away and break away and break away, but he starts choking himself every time. So eventually what happens after so many times, the baby realizes, starts getting smarter, the elephant gets smarter, where he realizes once he feels a little tension, just a little tightness and grip on his neck, he knows now his next step is gonna choke him. So he stops and he takes a step backwards. He realizes, I can't go forward because if I do, I'm gonna choke myself. So he starts being programmed, and he's smart enough to understand, I can't take that step once I feel that friction, right? It's like dogs with the electric collars, same thing. Eventually they start to realize the boundaries that they need to stay in. And then what happens is the elephant gets older, becomes an adult elephant. They replace that chain with the thin rope. So then all the trainer has to do is just tug on that rope a little bit, and once that elephant feels that tension, it immediately sends a signal to its brain that I can't take a step forward, so I'm gonna choke myself, right? And the only elephant that actually was smart enough to break away and fly off, they call him Dumbo, right? And if you think about it, the significance of that story and how it relates to us as humans, especially Americans, you know, we're programmed from the minute we go to elementary school, to middle school, to high school, to college. We're trained to go to school, get good grades, listen to your teachers, take these tests, and, you know, if you do X, Y, and Z, then you're gonna have, you know, a great life. And a part of that is going to college, getting a good graduating college, getting a degree, and getting a good job. And the crazy thing is, maybe 3 decades ago, you know, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, that might have been true, but we live in an economy that there's new economics. There's new ways of making money that we've never seen before with technology, and it's never been easier to make money than it is today. And with that being said, if that's the case, then why are we still being taught? Why are our children being taught the same things that we were being taught 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago when we were in school? How does that make sense? So when you really look at the overall picture, what I think is, well, who pays the most taxes? Employees, right? So the government's training and developing people to come out and be employees. You know, it's, at the end of the day, everything's ran as a business. It's all about money. It's all about profit. And that's what I look at it, because it just makes sense. Why keep teaching the same thing? Why are our kids not learning about credit, when credit today in the economy has been more important and bigger than it's ever been in the history of mankind? Why are we not learning about entrepreneurship? Why are we not learning about budgeting, a checkbook? Why are we not learning about finance? Why are we not being educated to be true adults and better outstanding citizens in school throughout the 12 years of us going to school? Why is it not implemented yet? Like, we've seen everything else grows. Look at the cars. Look at our cell phones. Look at the homes that are being made. Look at solar. Look at all the different growth that we're having and the innovative things that are happening in technology. Look at our security, the White House, the police officers, their systems, but our school system is still built off the same fundamental syllabus. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And why that's important is because if we're being trained that from when we're kids, then when we're adults, no wonder we're living in this mentality that we're living in, to where we believe that we're doing the right thing by going and getting a job. And I want to explain that to you real quick. So I'll use my story as an example, because as I was talking to my friend, he was bringing up, like, you know, most people, they just want to get a job, they don't want to go out and get business. And I'm like, well, it's not really their fault, because when we're kids, when we're babies, we live in a world of possibilities. Think about this, right? You're asked as a kid, what do you want to do when you grow up? What are our answers? They're obnoxious. We want to be astronauts. We want to be police. We want to be attorneys. We want to be, you know, doctors. We want to travel the world. We want to own this, own it. We want to fly, right? Our world of possibilities are endless as children. However, as we get older, as we go through school, we start making some mistakes. We start failing that test. We start, you know, getting bad grades. We make one poor choice. Society starts to label us. Oh, you're bad. Oh, you're not good at math. Oh, you know, we make a mistake in a relationship. Oh, you're a bad boyfriend or a bad girlfriend. You know, oh, you're a bad kid. You know, whatever it may be. You go to jail one time because you steal something out of curiosity. Whatever it may be. You know, now you're in the system and all these different things that happen, and society starts labeling you. Then you know, you drop out of high school. Oh, you're a high school dropout. You're never gonna be. You know, you don't come from rich parents. You don't come from a. You know, you never. This is the life that you're given. Like, you're never gonna be anything. And we start to, as humans, when you hear that enough, you start to, it labelizes you, and you start to live in that world of the possibilities go from here, and they start shrinking. And as you know it, you become 18 years old, and now you start living with that chain around your neck like the elephant, and you have these barriers, and you don't step outside your boundaries because you think you're gonna choke. You think you're gonna fail. You're like, I can't do that. I can't, what am I? You had the idea, that dream, oh, I wanna go be my business owner, oh, I'm gonna start my LLC, but then my friends are laughing at me. You're never gonna be that, you're never gonna, that's a stupid idea. So then you start, that's the tension. When you hear that, that's the tension, so you back away from it, like, you know what, you're right, I can't, it's not me. And it scares us, and we allow fear, we allow everyone else's opinion to shift us and drift us away from our true potential. And what here's what I'm going to tell you guys is that for me, I lived in that same world. I remember 20 years ago living in Westwood, West Chase. I remember living in Jackson Plaza 15 years ago, paying $400 in rent, living off the government, food stamps, not having a car, not having a license, not having a career. I was literally up to no good, doing nothing that could make my kids proud, or myself proud, my parents proud, my friends proud, or anyone that cared about me proud. But and I remember sitting on the porch, and I remember my biggest dreams were to get like a Chevy Caprice or a Monte Carlo and put rims on it, TVs and music. Like, that was my dreams. And the reason that was my dreams was because I allowed society to shrink my world of possibilities, guys. And it wasn't until I met an individual who moved down here from Michigan, who was adamant and persistent about getting me in front of the information about this business that he was doing, who then introduced me to another gentleman. His name was Max Knowles, and we had a conversation, one simple conversation. And this guy was a millionaire at this time, and he was 26 years old, I was 26 years old. And the guy introduced me to Max, and he told him, he's like, this guy could kill it, he could crush it, he knows a lot of people, he's hungry, he's a hustler. And the guy gets up, he talks to me, he's like, hey, so what's going on, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, but you know, I'm not a business guy. I don't have any business, I'm a high school dropout. Immediately, I start throwing up out the mouth all the negative things, all the reasons why I couldn't be successful, all the labels that people put on me. I realized I bought into those labels, and I was putting them on myself now. And he stopped me, he said, whoa, whoa, whoa. He said, I didn't ask you all that. He said, here's what I'm here to tell you. He said, your past doesn't dictate your future. He said, the choices you make today and every day forward is what dictates your destiny. He said, you're in charge of your destiny. It's choice, not chance. And he said, success is not for the chosen few, but for the few who choose. And I'll tell you this, that was the greatest gift I think I've ever received from anybody in my life, because that's all it took for me to change my life. That's one. People ask, what made you get here? That was it. That was the secret. That was the conversation. No one handed me $1 million. No one handed me keys to a car. No one handed me keys to a business. No one grabbed my hand and said, hey, I'm gonna walk you through this. I didn't even join that guy's business. Nobody did anything for me or handed out anything to me or gave me anything materialistic. All he did was raise my awareness, and that's the greatest gift you can give another human being. He broke all the barriers. He broke that barrier I was living in, and all of a sudden, that minute, in that moment, my world of possibilities opened up again. And because of that, I'm forever thankful. I'm always indebted to him, because he doesn't even realize the gift he gave me. It was that once I realized it was possible, I went after it. Once I believed that I can do it, I went after it. And that's what I believe. I don't have to give you an opportunity. My goal is not to recruit you and get you doing what I'm doing. My business isn't big enough to handle everybody. My goal is to say something to you that's gonna raise your awareness, that's gonna show you that whatever it is you wanna do is possible, because I believe that once you believe it's possible, you'll go after it and you'll do it. It's up to you at that point. And that's what got me here, guys. Today, you know, I'm blessed to say that money's not an object. You know, we're not struggling financially. We're blessed. We're able to bless others. I bless others around me, my family, my kids, my mother. You know, be able to help individuals in time of need, giving back, and also be able to live life on my own terms. You know, not having to listen to a boss, not having to do this, not having to ever take the bus or go through those struggles. But don't get it twisted. If I needed to, I would go through it all again, because I'm humble. I came from that. It's okay. You have to go through that. Sometimes you have to be willing to go through the bad to get to the good. There's no place where you can just sign up for, I'm gonna sign up for being a millionaire. So here's my $400, here's my $200, or here's my investment. You don't go to Sunbiz and sign up for your business and start your LLC success. No, you have to go through the bad. You have to start from the beginning, like everyone else, and you have to put the work in. You have to learn. You have to be a student. You have to be willing to grow and go through the roller coaster. But here's what I'm telling you: as long as you stay on that ride until it's finished, you'll end up where you want to be at. It might take you a year. It might take you 5 years. It might take you 10 years. But here's my question to you, and I want you guys, and I'm gonna leave you off with this. If what you're doing today isn't taking you to where you want to be at in 5 to 10 years, then if it took you 5 to 10 years doing something that's gonna take you through an emotional roller coaster, but you know there's a possibility it's gonna take you to where you want to be at, would it be worth it? Of course it would. Even if it took you 10 years to make $100,000 a month, would it be worth it? Of course it would. Would it be worth it for your family? Who would be impacted by that? You, your family, your kids, everybody. So guys, that's the mindset we have to think of. We have to stop thinking about tomorrow, today. Start thinking about next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. Think about who comes after you, your kids' kids, and what you're leaving behind.